Welcome back to the Break the Ring podcast. I am your host, Joe Dot.
And his co-host Parker.
Um, we got a pretty stacked pod for you guys today. We got Raw, we got NXT from Christmas Eve, we got Dynamite from Christmas Day, we got Smackdown from 2 days after Christmas Day, and we got World's End, a great pay per view in my opinion. Starting with Raw. Now, for some reason, everything is lagging, so that's fire. Um, don't know why. Sorry. All right. Moving on to Raw. Sami Zayn confronts Drew McIntyre. We've been having this Bloodline Hitman Drew for a week or two now. Um, Jey Uso came out to assist Sami Zayn and got McIntyre out of the ring pretty forcefully. Pretty solid little segment to open up the show, but we do see this at the end of the show as well. Io Sky advances in the women's IC title tournament. Io Sky beat Natalya and Alba Fire in a triple threat first round match, and we'll move on to the semifinals against Lyra Valkyria. I personally think this is the correct decision because I'm not a huge fan of Natalya and the way she wrestles because she got that golden era where she just wrestles like a Hart family member, where she just kind of does submission moves, technical wrestling. And I'm not a technical wrestling guy. Um, and Alba Fire is all right. I'm not a huge fan of her.
Yeah, Io was the right pick. Especially if you want to have a final match where Io is, or you want to have especially like something like a 5-star match where I don't remember the last time where a women's match was the last match on Raw. Um, but it was just Io was
It
the
was
right
actually a
pick.
couple weeks ago. We had Raquel versus Rhea.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was the last man or last woman standing.
Oh yeah. But Io was the definitely the correct pick.
Then we had Chad Gable versus Akira Tozawa. Pretty easy win for Gable here. He held an ankle lock and caused Otis to intervene and stop Chad Gable. And we have the match Chad Gable versus Otis finally on Raw. And I'm just gonna get it over with now. Oh my god, that match sucked. It was the first Otis match where I was like, wow, this was not entertaining. Because usually he does the rip shirt or the shirt rip, he does the caterpillar, he does all that stuff, and it's pretty entertaining. But this is probably the least fun I've had watching an Otis match in a while.
Yeah, it was painful. That's what I'm gonna say. It was painful.
You're right there. Damian Priest versus Dominic Mysterio ends in disqualification. The Judgment Day kind of were all around the ring surrounding Damian throughout the match. JD McDonough was disguised as Santa Claus. Carlito was hiding under the ring. And finally, Finn Balor attacked Damian Priest and ended in disqualification. The group attacked Damian Priest, but Priest was saved by new allies, which I'm not complaining about. The War Raiders. The War Raiders, dude. We've said this so many times, literally today. Um, but dude, the War Raiders are S tier right now. So entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Great matches every single time they're on screen. It's just great matches.
I would say that in my opinion, they're the second best tag team in the division right now.
If they had joined earlier on in the year, they would have been in contendership. Like if they came back like this earlier on in the year, they would be in contendership for best tag of the year. Genuinely.
Yeah. I think they're the second best right now, personally.
Who do you have over them? DIY?
Fraxium.
Oh, Fraxium. Yeah, dude, Fraxium. As soon as they lose those titles, they're straight to main event. Like,
Yeah.
we had a Seth freaking Rollins interview. Rollins talks about his match January 6th against CM Punk, which, dude, I cannot wait for that match. Uh, Seth says he has a desire to extract a demon from his soul on the 6th. I'm so, like, dude, when this match comes on, nobody's talking to me. I'm walking in on the TV, and you will not hear from me.
Oh yeah. I'm so excited for this match. Words can't describe like ever since I got into wrestling, the first person I really like dug deep into was Seth, and one of the first things I found was his online beef with Punk when Punk was before and while he was in AEW. It was crazy.
Dude, this is gonna go down as one of Punk's best rivalries for sure. Like, if this is the first
Oh
match that's
yeah.
already got this much storyline, oh my god, it's gonna be so good. We
Oh
saw
yeah. It's
we
gonna be
saw
really
what
good.
happened with Drew when he was injured for half the storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Moving on to Dexter Loomis versus The Miz. I believe this ended in disqualification from the rest of Final Testament. Dexter was surrounded by Final Testament and The Miz. The lights go out. Wyatt Six ambush the group. Eric Rowan launched Nikki Cross at Scarlet, or might have been just or no, I think it was at the group of Final Testament and all that. Safe to say that the Wyatts are elevating the Final Testament like levels above for sure.
Yeah. I'm really happy that Triple H hasn't like really fumbled the Wyatts. I mean, they had a bunch of teasers. People were waiting so long for them, and we got them. But I'm happy they're not jobbers where they're losing every match they have.
Oh yeah, because I think not only do they want to make a good storyline, they want to honor Bray for sure. Um,
Oh
I,
yeah.
I also got to give him props. He made Final Testament better for sure. Like during the summer, they were really boring because they were doing this long term storytelling angle with Odyssey Jones. Oop, bad name to say. Um, in the New Day, but I do think that this is the better place for Karrion to be because if you, I don't know if you watched, but dude, Karrion in NXT, bald Karrion, he was actually kind of scary and he was really
Oh
good.
yeah. I've seen matches of his. That he was wild. He was crazy.
Moving on to Kofi Kingston being rejected by his mother. Apparently, he's from Boston. I don't, because they bill him from
He
Ghana,
is.
so I guess he probably moved there and that's where he lived. But dude, out of nowhere, people are
I
booing
was at a
him.
house show one time in TD Garden, and he was there.
Did they bill him
He
from
was there
Boston?
because he was in Boston. He caked Ludwig Kaiser.
Dude, these house shows are so random.
They are. It's funny.
This week we had Rhea Ripley twerking, we had CM Punk fighting in a shower cap and towel, and then you're telling me that you had somebody get caked, and then you had what was it? You had R
You know
Truth
Steve
versus
Aoki, the
Omos.
DJ?
Yeah, he was
Yes,
there.
Steve Aoki was there. He had the cake.
What? Okay,
And
that was a full year ago now.
Kofi came out and Ludwig came out. They caked Ludwig.
Okay.
And also, okay, this is gonna sound crazy. Omos and MVP were there. Truth came out, and Truth was like, "I want to fight Omos." And MVP said, "If you can get Omos off his 2 feet, I'll give you $10,000 and I'll kiss your ass." I promise.
Well, did it
I was
happen?
no, he did not kiss Truth's ass. He got the 10 grand though. And he was acting all injured, and then all like a bunch of refs and like staff came out, and they gave him a mic, and he just yelled, "What's up?" and then
Oh my
walked back to the
god,
ring.
dude, R Truth's generational talent.
Uh,
He's so goofy. Dude, I need to watch his. He had a podcast. He had a interview with CVV, and it came out like today. I need to watch that. It's
Apparently,
so
he
good.
left abruptly.
Oh, who knows?
Like not angrily, he just said, "I gotta go," and then he
Okay.
just left.
Let's get back on track. Drew
Okay.
McIntyre versus Sami Zayn once again. Drew McIntyre did pick up the win again with the Claymore kick. Jey Uso came out once again to save Sammy and stop Drew from, just murdering Sami Zayn in Fortnite. Pete Dunne is still mad at R-Truth after being called Butch for weeks on end. He vows to silence R-Truth, but you can never silence R-Truth. He's too loud. Oh wait, I forgot a whole part. After Sami Zayn versus Drew, the Bloodline came out and helped Drew attack Uso and Zayn. But yeah, give it up for R-Truth, man. Like, all right, Parker, this is your time. talk about NXT, December 24th. You
All
go first.
right, all right. All right, NXT.
I got no socks on right now. My toes
So
is out.
I don't have the network, so I'm not able to like watch NXT the show, but I watch the clips or whatever. So I don't know the backstage segments that happened, but I know everything that happened in the ring. So the first match was Stephanie
Heck
Vaquer
yeah.
versus Cora Jade, which Cora Jade flipped me off at the end. Um, that match was pretty good. Um, it wasn't anything too special, but it was a pretty good match. As Cora Jade did end up, or not Cora Jade, Stephanie ended up winning, and then Kalani comes out and hits Cora Jade with a kendo stick. Stephanie runs back in, and gets Kalani out. I did see the backstage segment where Kalani was all upset. Then Lola Vice, Stephanie was like yelling at, or no, Kalani was yelling at Stephanie. Then Lola came out, and now Kalani and Lola are fighting today. This is being recorded. This is recording on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
I don't know what order all these happened in. I'm not gonna lie.
Just go over the Heritage Cup, the six-way tag, and then the main event promo.
Yeah. Um. So the Heritage Cup match. I didn't get to see it. I didn't know he was coming out, but William Regal came out with Lexis King, and then it was Charlie Dempsey. So it's Charlie Dempsey versus Lexis King. Charlie had Ren, Lexis had Regal, and then I think around the second or third round, I think it was the end of the second round. Charlie tried to hand Lexis brass knuckles, and then Lexis declined. Regal punched him, and the knuckles went flying near Charlie. Charlie picked them up, and the ref thought that Charlie knocked out Lexis, and Lexis won the cup. I think this is a plot,
Don't
like
you
with
don't you
Johnny
think
and
that don't you think it's a little
Ciampa.
weird that you can win a title? You can't win a title by disqualification, but you can win a Heritage Cup by disqualification.
The rules are different, I guess.
I mean, well, I didn't know
Um,
that you could do that though.
huh?
I didn't know you could win by disqualification.
Me neither. I had no clue. Me and my uncle were freaking out because we did not know the match was ending. We just heard her say and knew. Um, but I think it's a whole plot with like Champa and Johnny. I think it's a plot. Then after that, there was a Dion Lennox versus. Sorry, there's a Dion Lennox versus Ashanti the Adonis, which during the match Nikita Lyons runs out. Can we stop? Sorry.
What?
Ashanti the Adonis or not Nikita Lyons comes out and comes out to support Ashanti. After backstage, he saw Dion. Is it Dion Lennox? Is that his name? I forgot his name, but he was hugging Carmen Petrovich because they were just being friends and they were helping each other. And so Nikita came out and then cheated by putting Ashanti's leg on the rope, forcing a rope break, and then he ended up winning. Then there was women's tag match between Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and JC Jane, Jasmine Nix. And a crap ton of tag teams came out. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, Gigi Dolan, Shotzi, and Tatum Paxley. I thought there was one more. I might be blanking. But that match was all right. I saw them watching up the top
Well,
area.
you had seen Shotzi earlier in the night, but you didn't know it yet.
Yeah, I had no clue she was in there. Um, and then the main event match was OTM versus Stax and forgot the other guy's name. Hank and Tank
That was
and
it. That's all three.
huh?
That's the three.
Oh yeah. Um, it was freaking the NQCC guys, not Charlie. That match was really good. I basically got a hug from Hank or Tank. I forgot which one it was, but they just got fire extinguished, and they came over to grab a tree, and he basically came up. I was like, "Are you okay?" And then they unplugged the tree, and started beating up people with it. So that was a really
That
good
was the
match.
highlight of the night. Was a tree being unplugged and attacked.
I got a high five from Tony D after, so that was pretty cool. And then the main event promo, it's going to be Trick Williams versus Obafemi versus Eddie Thorpe for the NXT title, which I wouldn't be surprised if Oba won.
Well, he might. Like, think about it. He hits one of his, like, what is it called? I don't even know. The big power bomb thing on Eddie. It's over.
Uh huh.
Um, Parker, what do you rate that NXT out of 10, especially being in there?
An 8.
An 8, an 8. All right. Moving on to AEW Dynamite from the Christmas Day. So Christmas Day was a little jam packed, so I didn't really get to watch all of this. I watched a little bit of it in the beginning, and then once I got home, I got to watch the rest of it. Mainly just a go home show for World's End. So we had basically, actually no, I think it was all but one of the matches on the show were qualifiers for the Continental Classic. We started off the show with Kyle Fletcher versus Daniel Garcia, which Kyle Fletcher did end up winning and advanced to the semifinals. Ricochet beat Darby Allin to advance to the semifinals as well. Okada beat Shelton Benjamin. He faced Ricochet in the semifinals. Claudio lost to Commander from the same brass knuckles that he used against Darby Allin the week before. And we also have Hangman, Jay White, and Orange Cassidy attacking Jon Moxley. And they all hit their finishers, so a little team-up action from the three of them. Tony Storm beat Taya Valkyrie. And Ospreay defeats Brody King to advance to semifinals of the Continental Classic against Kyle Fletcher at World's End. They have a little run-in, start yelling at each other, and yeah, nice little dynamite. Quick dynamite, though. Nothing crazy. I don't know. I like the Continental Classic because of the cool matchups we get. Like, dude,
Oh
Ricochet,
yeah.
Ricochet, Ospreay was good. We also had the crazy Ospreay Darby, which was so good. Brody
Oh
King
yeah.
Darby, always a great match. Anything with Darby is always a great match, to be honest.
Yeah, Darby always has good matches for the most part.
Bro, like, honestly, I like most of his matches, no matter who he's against. Only one that I've hated recently was just him versus Jack Perry because they had to cut it. I'm pretty sure, at least.
Yeah.
Moving on to SmackDown from December 27th. Show started with a 6-woman tag team match. Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Bayley defeated Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. There's a little bit of miscommunication from LeRae and Tiffany because Tiffany almost cashed in, which, I mean, it's alright that they keep doing cash in things, but like, because it makes you think, are they really going to cash in? But at the same time, it's like, dude, they look so
She's
dumb
gonna
when they do
cash in at
this.
a pay-per-view.
She's probably going to cash in at a Rumble or something, who knows? Um,
I mean, legally, like not legally, but like the rules for Money in the Bank, she could cash in the Royal Rumble. And even if she gets eliminated in the Rumble, she could still go in and pin Nia.
are you
But she's the
smart?
champion.
Why would Nia be in a Rumble if she's
Never
champion?
mind. I forgot she was the champ. Hey, just saying, like, freaking Gunther entered it last year.
He was only IC champion, though.
So,
The Royal Rumble's for one of the world champions. Even though they put Brock in it just to get eliminated by Drew McIntyre. Who knows? They're dumb, okay? To be fair,
just like you, because you're fat.
wasn't Triple H like only a little bit in control last year at that time? Like Vince was still kind of.
So, a tiny bit.
Yeah. Um, but I mean, who knows? Rumble is so late this year. It's gonna take forever to get here. But
We got about a month.
who knows? We got dude Cody versus Kevin. That should be good.
That's gonna be. I hope it's like one of those package
Oh
pile
yeah,
drivers
well,
that he did with El
I get
Generico.
we kind of did the little spoiler for this episode of SmackDown, but it's whatever. We'll get there real quick. Braun Strowman defeats Austin Theory with a running power slam. Michin crashes Chelsea Green's red, white, and green title celebration. Street Profits defeat who they thought attacked them, Los Garza. But then, as they get back from their match, Apollo Crews tells them, "You're getting played. It wasn't them who attacked him." And then you know, it was a DIY. Come on.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn versus Carmelo Hayes ends in a no contest. Braun Strowman kind of attacked Melo, but the real thing that happened was the Bloodline attacked Sami Zayn, which no surprise. And finally, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis have one of the best SmackDown promos of all time. Um, Aldis wants the Winged Eagle title back. He says he needs it by the end of the night. He needs him to surrender the belt. We in usual Kevin fashion, we get the car promo, and then he eventually does come out to the ring, and that's when, for some reason, the crap people don't really like it this much because they're like, oh, Cody took a package pile driver and he's already back. But think about it, Cody hasn't really had any injuries to his back. The only injuries he's really had is to like his tricep, pectoral, like that region. So with Randy having those spine issues, it makes more sense for Cody to be back sooner. I do think they could have waited an extra like 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think personally, I mean, a ladder match is no DQ. So if it's possible, which I think they might, I could see Randy possibly two reasons: either KO low blowing Cody in the match and Randy, like KO hitting just a bunch of cheap shots and Randy coming out to help him,
People keep
or
saying
Randy turning heel on K or on Cody.
I keep seeing people say that that's gonna start the show because then Kevin's gonna end up in the Rumble because of the leaked number one spot of Kevin. But then again, how did he get into the Rumble if he already has a match? You know what I mean? Because they're not supposed to be in two matches on the same night, and so who knows?
Yeah.
Though they can do whatever at this point. We we have AJ and Big Justice in AEW. They can do that. Like,
Boom!
but yeah, no. To get to the point, Cody comes out. Kevin talks about, I don't want. I got messed up at World's End. The ref made a false count because people were saying he did count from the outside, which you cannot do.
You mean at Sunday Night Main Event?
Or yeah.
You said World's End. There's no way.
It's because I'm talking about World's End in like 2 seconds. Sorry. But yeah, he doesn't want Kevin to have any more excuses. So no ref can stop this until the match is fully over. So in a ladder match, both titles will be hanging. And bro, I don't even know where they're going with this because now we have 3 world titles, unless it's just gonna go away when the person wins the title. Um, but yeah, ladder match at Royal Rumble. Kevin Owens with the Winged Eagle, Cody with the Undisputed Championship. I genuinely don't know who's winning this one, honestly. Um,
I
my
don't. I don't know what I'm gonna pick.
my cousin who used to watch wrestling sent me a snap of him eating dinner and watching SmackDown. Dude, it was the funniest thing I've ever watched. He's in the background, he's just, and then Cody goes, in a ladder match. He goes, oh, that's sick. It's like, bro, what?
Did he say like who the hell? He's like, I don't know who the hell
He goes,
these guys
he
are.
goes,
They hate each other.
I was like, I said it's gonna be insane, and he said, I don't know who those guys are, but I know that match is definitely gonna be insane. I was like, all right.
How? When did you start watching? When did you watch wrestling?
He watched it like '90s, so like
Oh,
attitude
so he
era.
should know Dusty,
Well,
maybe.
he like just turned it on, but I'm pretty sure the only reason
Oh.
the only reason he watched it is because I watched New Japan on Christmas Eve. I was at my grandma's in the living room and I put on New Japan. And everybody was there and they're like, "Why are we watching wrestling? It's Christmas Eve." I was like, "Cause wrestling's life." Other than that, we are going to go to AEW World's End, and we're just gonna bite the bullet. We're just gonna go straight away. Just like the show did. I was in the bathroom when the post show or the pre show ended, and I came back, and the first thing I see is Osprey standing across the ring from Fletcher, and I go, "Oh my god!" The entire night relies on this because if you didn't watch the predictions already, Parker had Osprey, I had Fletcher, and Osprey did end up winning. So Parker is still the BTR champion. But he will be putting it on the line like next week, because Saturday Night Main Event. It's in like the next 2 weeks, I think. But like I said, when I win that championship, I'll be unveiling a new BTR Predictions Championship. It won't be some other companies. It'll be this company's, even though we're not really a company. Um, Other than that, I'll be revealing the true Predictions Championship. Ospreay donned the Crimson Mask in the first 15 minutes of the match. Dude, great match. These two always know how to fight each other because of their history together. Ospreay defeated Fletcher to advance to the finals later in the night. Great match, though. That's all I have to say about that one. Dude, as soon as I saw... Parker, what are you doing? As soon as I saw that Ospreay was bleeding, like, profusely, I was like, oh yeah, he won. It's over.
Yeah.
We then had the follow-up of the semifinals, Okada versus Ricochet, and for some ungodly reason, Tony Khan said, you know what, let's have Okada. And so Okada beat Ricochet. Only good thing to come out of this were the reversals and then the post-show, or the post-match. Swerve and Prince Nana come out and start torturing Ricochet. He goes, Ricochet, how would you clean up a mess? And then you see Nana start walking down the ramp with a big cart full of toilet paper. He parades around the outside of the ring, handing out rolls of TP to the front row and a couple rows behind. Swerve says, you know, this is such a big mess because you just messed up really bad. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then, and then he goes, where they, it was like Florida or something. He was like, Florida, let's wish him a happy new year. And so he goes on the count of three. And when he goes to say Happy New Year, the entire crowd just throws the toilet paper. And dude, they were such perfect throws. It wrapped around
That's
Ricochet
his
like
new
3
gimmick.
times. People are like, they're burying Ricochet. Dude, this match with Swerve is gonna go insane. It's gonna unbury
It's
him
gonna
if he
be
already
crazy.
is. Like, you can't call him buried when he was just in the finals or the semifinals of a tournament for a title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had a decent match between Mariah May and Thunder Rosa on a Tijuana street fight. A pretty quick match, to be like fair. It was for a pay per view. It was pretty quick. Decent spots. The best being a Storm Zero from the apron through a table into the outside from Mariah May, threw Thunder in the ring and got the pin. Um, I'm pretty sure they bladed like
Can
a
we
little
talk
bit,
about
but
the
nothing crazy.
tax
Yo,
spot?
the attacks were
Are you gonna
horrible.
blow past that? I was right too in the predictions. I was like, I bet they're gonna have some Chris Jericho moment where they're gonna have a black bag of some object. It's
Well,
always
Thunder
random.
Rosa always does it. Thunder Rosa always does the tags. Like, every single time.
Yeah, but I'm just really happy. That was awesome. That was awesome.
I definitely
That
think
was hard to
I
watch.
definitely think the women's street fights have been really good recently.
Oh yeah, they have been really good.
Um, Moving on to my most looked forward to match for sure. MJF versus Adam Cole for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Um, long story short, we were right. MJF won because he got the ring. At first I was like, oh wait, they got rid of it because Kingdom was there, and then 2 seconds later, like, or not really, but like at the end of the match, he got Kingdom kicked out from ringside, grabbed the diamond ring, knocked Adam Cole out clean, and won the match. MJF went for a post-match chair attack when the Undisputed came back. At first, I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be Wardlow. Um, but no, it was just Undisputed Kingdom, who was then aided by Kyle O'Reilly. We got a little glimpse of Undisputed Era. They did their tag finisher, Roddy and Kyle. Um, Pretty excited for that. You know, Kyle O'Reilly's joining the Undisputed Kingdom, and they're looking really good right now. I
Mm.
only thing is that I think this means that Kyle is done with conglomeration, but it's fine. We still got Mark, we still got Willow, we still got OC. We're good. I'm gonna be honest. I did not watch Takeshita vs Powerhouse. I really didn't care about it that much. Uh, we
I'm
all
too broke to afford it.
we all know who was winning this one. It was Takeshita. He did retain. I was tired, so I stopped watching that match, and I was like, I should probably start paying attention. Because Mercedes versus Chris was next, and dude, this match was actually pretty serious. Like, dude, I was hoping and praying Chris would win, and so
People
everyone,
over Twitter were freaking out because it was over 20 minutes.
dude, it was good. It was like the first
It
Mercedes
was
match
good.
that I actually enjoyed. Um, great. It was a great match. That's how I'll put it. She did in the style of the Three Amigos. She did 7 suplexes about, which was pretty cool. She got a pop from the crowd for that one. But yeah, she ended up rolling up Statlander to retain the TBS title. Uh, dude, Statlander would have won, but she didn't get the package tombstone. She almost hit it, but no. Okada versus Osprey. Osprey was wobbling on his way to the ring, and Okada did end up retaining the Continental Championship. But the best part of it all, Christopher Daniels comes out and says, Okada, congratulations. I would like to give you the belt, but I no longer am an EVP, but this person is. We get a whole new Tron, all new music, and it is Kenny Omega. Dude, whenever I start liking a wrestler, something goes wrong. I started liking Punk, he gets fired from AEW. I started liking Joe, he gets injured. Or he's not here anymore. Like he's been recording a movie. It's
Joe?
so yeah, Joe's been recording like a movie.
Joe who, bro? My
Samoa Joe.
sped. Oh.
But yeah, Kenny and Okada
I'm
have a nice little stare down. Kenny does hand over the belt. Nothing crazy happens. But dude, Kenny Omega's back. Um, we then had, dude, the main event was short. Moxley versus OC versus Jay
I
White
heard it was
versus
like
Hangman.
pretty short.
The 3 challengers attacked Moxley at the beginning. Moxley hit with a triple powerbomb through the announce table, just like he used to do with the Shield. Hangman then took advantage of the champ being down and attacked OC and Jay White, but could not pick up a pin. Then, literally, like, this was the end of it, basically. Mox gets back into the fight. Jay White hits the Blade Runner on everybody. Even Marina Shafir, who tried to get involved, he was so in the zone, he just, boom, straight to the floor with Marina Shafir. Moxley hit Jay White with a Death Rider to pick up the victory. After the match, we had 2 fantastic returns. We had the return of FTR, which we knew they were going to be back for the Fight for the Fallen because they had just been kidnapped too. And, oh my, at first I was like, dude, it's Darby, because the lights went out. And then I went, wait, no,
You
it's
think you
Adam
know him?
Copeland. Dude, Adam Copeland. Rated FTR, actually. Let's just say that. Rated FTR. Rushes the ring, attacks Mox. He does his iconic...
On this day,
Alright, dude, I'm talking!
I see clearly. Sorry. Everything.
Rated FTR rush the ring. I have you muted on OBS. They can't hear you. Rated FTR rush the ring and attack Mox and the Death Riders. He does this thing where he breaks out the piece of the chair and chokes Mox out with it, which people have made a connection that he's done that to every Shield member, which is kind of funny. Copeland calls him a kid because, yeah, I don't want to say it out loud, but he says some cool, funny stuff. When
What
Christian
does he say, Jonas?
saw that Edge had returned, he left his skybox, and it is announced for this Wednesday, Fight for the Fallen. We have Rated FTR versus the Death Riders in a trios match, which I'm very excited for. Alright, we did not do this on Connections. So, Parker, who is your wrestler of the week? It cannot be Dante Chen. Because that was your wrestler of the week last week.
It can't be Dante Chen.
You had it last week as Level Up Gauntlet match, remember?
Yeah. I'll give it to... Can I do a tag team?
Sure.
War Raiders.
Alright, I like that pick. Alright, that is it for this week's podcast. We will see you... Oh, go follow the new TikTok. I made a TikTok the other day. We are going to be making a few TikTok videos right after this. Go follow it on Go follow the account on TikTok. I'll post it up on the screen here. It's at Break the Ring Pod, all lowercase. Nobody should be impostering this because we're not big. So it's got the logo. It's got us tagged in the bio, and we follow it, and we are following ourselves, I believe. So thank you for watching another podcast, and Happy New Year, Parker.
And still.
All right.